Is it working now? Okay, cool. So, welcome back to another episode of Cinema Fans Podcast. Today we got final predictions for Marvel Spider-Man 2. The game drops at midnight tomorrow for Pacific Standard Times. Now, if you're on the East Coast like I am, it will drop around 3 o'clock, around that area, 3 o'clock in the morning. But if you're on the Pacific Coast, it will drop at midnight. East Coast will be, what's up? You can join the live stream as the guest invites are open. Let's get into our final predictions for Marvel Spider-Man 2. You know, what are we predicting? You know, fights, cameos, what's going to happen, such and such. Guests are open, so you can join the live stream. So, here, let me invite. Let's see who I can invite. Let's get these invites going. I should have done that before we started, but Genki, yes, I have something on Rio I'm not going to talk about because, again, before I go any further, before I start, because this also is pre-recorded too, so I'll be uploading later. There will be no spoilers whatsoever. Any spoilers, you immediately get blocked. So, but I don't, I'm not looking over right now, but when I upload this to YouTube, no one's going to see the chat. It will just be me and whoever joins. But yes, the live stream tonight is basically final predictions of what's going to happen in Marvel Spider-Man 2. If you know something like a spoiler, please do not spoil it. But everyone's open to this live stream. You can join the live stream as a guest, whatnot. Let me start sharing here. Hold on, real quick. Let me do this real quick. Share. I should have done this beforehand, but I'm kind of multitasking here. But live stream, let's do this. So let's see. Let's see. There you go. Let's see. Marvel Stu. Let's see. Who else would be playing Marvel Spider-Man 2? Let's see. Let's see. Bang. I wish there was a way you can just hit all your mutuals, like send an invite to all your mutuals. You got to do it individually, but I sent it. Yes, so could it be possible if Miles could interact with the symbiote? That's another prediction. Me personally, I don't think so. I do think we'll see a Peter and Miles Morales fight, which is going to be very interesting in the coming weeks after the game releases, because that's a huge debate now, like in the comics or even in the movies, who would win in a fight, Peter or Miles. There's been this whole debate back and forth. So it's going to happen in the game. And whatever they do in the game, it might stir up some problems in the Spider-Man community, if you will, the fandom. Because some people think Miles would win a fight or Peter would win a fight or whoever. But yeah, I do have predictions on who else will get the symbiote. I think other characters not going to touch of the symbiote. I don't know if it's going to be a full blown. If you know some of the Venoms and the Venom characters, like and whatnot, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to spoil it. I'm so excited for the game, though. So excited. But
Oh yeah, that game is gonna be awesome.
so, what's your final predictions for Marvel Spider-Man 2?
Me, I
Yeah.
think if they do have a Peter Miles fight, I do think I would have to put my bid in for Miles winning because they're kind of giving Miles an edge with the fact that he would most likely have the symbiote on, and they've shown in all the trailers that Miles' bioelectricity is going to be like one of the things that helps stop Venom.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to, because I think if we're going to have a fight, you have to be in the perspective of Miles, because it can't be Peter. Because there would be no reason for Peter to fight Miles. Now there's a reason for Miles to fight Peter because of the symbiote and whatnot. But yeah, the only way I can see is that maybe it becomes like a standstill kind of fight where they're both kind of equal, but which I don't know. That'd be kind of a cop out.
That would
But
be a major cop out.
I would. I want to. I'm really interested in seeing what they do with it because that would be crazy.
I'm guessing it's probably gonna be like they're fighting to a standstill and somebody else just comes out of the blue.
And the only reason why I'm even talking about this is because, again, no spoilers, but I did see some screenshots of some stuff. I don't see how it plays out, but I just saw some screenshots of a certain fight, and man, it's like straight out of a comic book. Kid you not.
Uh, I kind of want to take a guess here, but I also don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, but there's. Hold on, let me read this. So, could it be
Dude, I want
possible
to
that?
know how are people already playing the game, and why are there so many clips up
Well,
already?
it's the combination of people getting the game early for like reviewers and whatnot. Some of them are you know jack offs, but uh, then also the game has been released in certain regions already. So of course people are going to immediately just try to spoil stuff because that's they have nothing else to do with their lives.
Did you see the Black Cat spoilers?
I saw a screenshot of her, but again, no spoilers for anyone's watching. I'm not spoiling anything. I really
She's.
don't know much, but
We can talk about this later in private, but she says something, and I already know it's going to be an issue with a certain group of people.
I know exactly because I think you and me know exactly what. hmm I
Yeah,
saw I didn't actually see the scene. I saw the dialogue when it pops up on the screen. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'll be very interested in seeing how people react to that too.
I sadly can't imagine a positive response.
Well, I mean, if people read the comics, like it's not a surprise at all. I
Es-
mean,
Especially that comic where her and MJ team up.
well, there'd be MJ missions. Yes, I've heard there will be MJ missions, but from what I understand, they definitely up the ante when it comes to her missions.
Yeah, it seems like a mission is her hiding from Peter.
Let me tell you something, bro. If he's going freaking bananas in that suit, like I'm talking like Friday the 13th kind of gameplay, dude.
That's what it looked like in the trailer. Like the trailer from like 2 months ago. Like he looked horrifying and the music was just scary as hell.
You seen the recent launch trailer,
Oh my god.
dude?
That was beautiful.
I think John Pacina, I think is his name, is doing the score for the game. He's done the last game. He did also the Daredevil series as well. But
Beautiful job.
mhm.
Magnificent job.
Let's see. I predict the third Spider-Man person will be
What do you
revealed.
think about the new character models?
Okay, so yes, last night I sat there and watched a YouTube video of doing a side-by-side comparison of everything detailed wise. The difference between the remastered version and the new version, Spider-Man 2.
Like, I'm
And
sorry, but like I will forever be bring back the old Peter.
oh, you're talking about the face model?
Yeah. I
I
w-
I
I w-
originally was like that, but like I don't know, it just kind of grew on me. But
he
I
just
mean,
kind of looks like too much of a freakish Tom Holland clone.
I will say in the second game they did definitely like aged him up a bit in the second game. I like how they're making him as a teacher. That's something kind of recent and well, not recent. I'm thinking 2018 is recent, but that's like 5 years ago. But
Time flies, man.
you're telling me, bro.
Feels like 2018 was just like not that long ago, like a year ago. COVID just kind of made time irrelevant.
Yeah, no, we entered a whole nother universe after COVID-19. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, Made in Heaven spawned or something.
hmm But there was someone that asked a question. I want to jump to. Hold on, real quick. I predict the third Spider-Man person will be revealed at the end of the game. Well, I'm
I
not going to
do
say
think
anything.
we
I'm not going
get.
to say anything. That one I actually got spoiled to.
Oh my god. I do know we have some like Into the Spider-Verse stuff.
Well, I actually, cause I went up online because I was really interested in seeing where the timeline fits with everything in the Marvel Spider-Man, whatever. Cause it's weird because some people say that like Marvel Spider-Man 2 takes place in 2021, but then it's because the whole Miles age doesn't make any sense at all. But anyways,
So
I literally looked at the timeline of like the Marvel Spider-Man stuff, like all the who what when they were born. Uh, there's like a riddle of like there's literally a 2 pages worth of the timeline of Mark Gargan, whatever his name is, a Scorpion, of him doing all types of crime and whatnot. It's crazy, but
what it looks like, the first game was supposed to have taken place in 2018, Miles Morales in 2019, and this new game around, yeah, like 2020, 2021,
mm.
canonically. But then you also have to somewhere fit in between that first game and this second game, the comic run where Spider-Man PS4 gets recruited.
See, that's why I was bringing it up because when I read the timeline, they did integrate both of the crossover events and then the recent one. Um,
Oh, the
Spider
recent
Gennett.
one, the recent one made me so disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, dude, Insomniac Spider-Man would not be doing this. He's like a veteran Peter.
Will the spot appear in Spider-Man 2? Um, are you talking about the villain? Are you talking about from across the Spider-Verse or just a inverse spot?
I feel like they might do a cameo. I wouldn't put
I
him above
would,
Sony.
it would that would be cool. I heard there is a side mission in the game where it's kind of alluding to the Spider-Verse, but but that's the thing. People are like, "Oh, it doesn't need to be part of the Spider-Verse." I'm like, "Bro, have you not read the comics? Like, they've like crossed over like almost 3 times, I think."
And
So
PS4 Spider-Man seems to like be a decent part of it. Like he's in the upper echelon of the Spider people.
yeah, I mean, shoot, Spider-Man 616 and our PlayStation Spider-Man fought,
Just recently too.
and he threw some hands though. I tell you what.
I gotta say though, that definitely is bringing some popularity to not only the game but the comics, bringing him in. I
Yeah,
don't like how they depict him as so small though. Like in the comic, they made him look like so young,
yeah.
even though he's like what 26.
Well, I like what they did with him in the Across the Spider-Verse, though. I think they did him some justice.
Yeah, they showed him how chances are he would look to the rest of us.
Which interests me because, like, isn't that suit he was wearing was the original suit from the first game? So the Cross the Spider-Verse is weird. The whole if you really sit down and think about the whole timeline, doesn't make any sense.
It hurts your head. Don't stress on it too much.
I'd be like that meme from that dude from Fist Fight that has everything connected together on the board and everything, and he's going nuts.
Do you want to know what my like way to go about it is? Wait
Hmm.
for Matt Pat. He'll put it together at some point in time, and I can rest easy.
Do you watch New Rockstars?
No.
Where that guy just goes through all the Easter eggs for all the movies and shows and whatnot.
Actually, yeah. Sorry, I just like don't remember names. I'm like so crap with names.
Yeah, I'm surprised I remember it, to be honest with you. I'm the same thing. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what he picks up that I don't pick up. But man, this game is going to be wild. But let's see. Let's see here.
Thoughts on Green Goblin maybe showing up?
Okay, so I was thinking about this today. Years ago, like about a year or two ago, around the pandemic, I think, they released like art for the Spider-Man 2, and it was Miles in high school, and there was just like this guy fighting like it was very blurry, but there was like this man on a glider. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, they do this all the time for anything, movies or games, where they'll have someone in that art,
Who's
but
like,
mhm.
yeah, not the actual character, but something in like a prototype suit.
And the reason why I thought about that is because I got spoiled to another leak, but there's a certain, I mean, the second I saw it, cut it off. I was like, no, I don't want to get spoiled. But
Yeah, TikTok is like not the place to be this week if you care about spoilers.
bro, I have an interesting story. I don't know if I should say it on live stream, but
Yeah, might as well get it over quick. Since it's not a video, people won't come by it later.
okay. So I did a video. I think it was Monday, I believe. Uh, I'm you know I post like cinema news and whatnot.
Yeah,
So I posted a video, basically Kevin Feige saying that he looks at tomato rotten scores to see if the film is doing good or whatnot. He goes by that.
yeah, I
Apparently,
saw
that's
that.
what he.
I saw that video of yours.
So there's this troll that came into my video, and I'm used to trolls. Like I get them all the time, but this one in particular was really interesting to me because it's like he the typical thing saying the recent MCU is kind of trash, which I mean to a certain extent I can agree with certain things, some of the things they've been doing, but the way he was putting it, he was saying that the last saga, because I said, you know, y'all act like the last saga didn't have any bad films or bad projects, you know.
True. Also, I know they're outliers, but like the new gen did have a couple few bangers. Like, we're not gonna let Black Panther sit there like it didn't do its thing. Black Panther 2.
Hmm.
Like they didn't wrap up that story of Wakanda pretty nice in a bow.
Well, this is the thing that really pissed him off because he was saying because he said like you know some of the recent stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Black Widow were peak, and Black Panther 2 were peak. And then he went on to say, because he kept ranting on and on and on. Then he said that all the recent films, including the new Spider-Man film, was trash. And I'm sitting here thinking, I said, you just called the new Spider-Man film, the Spider-Man No Way Home, peak. And now you're saying it's trash. So you're kind of going back and forth with it. So I called him out on it. And I said, well, you just said Spider-Man No Way Home was peak. And he's like, I never said that. So I literally made a video of showing that he said that. I told him to go touch the grass, and then I just blocked him because I wasn't going to engage with him anymore. You know what this fool did?
What?
He went over to my Twitter account, well, X now,
No,
and
I refuse to call it X.
I still call it Twitter. I still call it Twitter.
Yeah, everyone should call it Twitter, man. I refuse to go on with Elon's crap, man. I'm not calling it X ever.
It just doesn't feel right saying it, though.
It
It doesn't
doesn't.
feel
I
right.
want to know who sat down in a room with this guy and was like, "Yeah, name it X. That's a great idea, sir."
I feel like deep down it's just him just trying to flick off somebody at the end of the day, trying to screw someone over. Because, I mean, even the app logo is literally from somebody that tweeted it out, and he just ripped it off and told him to go screw himself at that point.
Seriously, like he's gonna run that company into the ground. Sorry
Hmm?
for interrupting. You
Oh,
can
no, you're
continue.
good. I feel the same way. I have the same issue. But no, he went to my Twitter account and just fat shaming, told me that I was a, I'm not going to say the other words, but he was very, very descriptive of some of the things he was saying. And, I mean, it was constant. It was like, because I blocked that account that he did that on my Twitter account. Then he went on to another burner account and did the same thing over and over again.
Who genuinely has the time? Like at that point, like, do you even feel good about what you're doing? Like, come on, man. You're on it. You're making alts just to make fun of somebody and harass them. Like, dude,
Dude, it got to a point where I had to sit down and go into the muting words and whatnot. And I went through all his tweets and just muting every single word. Just so, and then also, I love how the one thing I'll give credit to Twitter for that I wish we had on TikTok and other platforms is that they have this thing where you can have, I don't know if you can do it on TikTok or not, but you can like keep from people going onto your Twitter account and responding to you or whatnot. Because only people that can tweet to your account are people that verify their account through their email or their phone, and they have to show their face. Like it has to be a real profile picture and whatnot. So I set those settings up. So yeah, I haven't heard from them since. So, but I wish we had the same thing for TikTok.
Yeah, honestly, TikTok's terms of service and how they actually deal with things definitely needs a major update.
Hmm.
Is the way people get away with some stuff on here is insane.
It blows my mind, and I'll be over here getting a getting copyright strike. It's ridiculous. But
Uh,
could we
I'm
get a
not
little
sure if
too?
you're into this niche of TikTok, but do you know like JJK at all?
That rings a bell. What does he do?
Huh?
That rings a bell. What does he do?
Oh no, JJK. It's an anime.
Oh.
People were
The only anime I really sat down and watched is either One Piece, a little bit of Dragon Ball, and um, there's some anime I'll watch, but I'm not heavily educated as I am for comics and movies and whatnot.
basically people were showing off the new manga chapters, and they were getting taken down, like accounts banned, this, that, and the second. I was just like, dude, they're just reading.
No, it's no joke, man. I'm telling it's they're really cracking. They're making YouTube look like nothing because like YouTube used to be crazy with the copyrights, but man, TikTok is stepping up the game. Like that's why I don't post a lot of like. I used to post a lot of Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man 2 like game content, but ever since I got that copyright strike, I'm like, nope,
Yep,
nope.
like can't test it, can't try them, is that they have their finger on the trigger and they're feeling itchy about it.
Basically, it has to be official. If it isn't a release to the public and official, then it's not. You should never post it, at least on TikTok. Even if they like if an employee posted a picture of, like, let's say the new Marvel's film that's coming out, they took like a picture of that film and posted it online through an employee, you still can get copyright for it because it wasn't through Marvel themselves. So.
Thoughts on the Marvels?
Mm, I hear it has a very short runtime, so I'm very interested in see what they do with that. But I
That
mean,
might do to its benefit.
I mean, look, I'm kind of excited for it, just the fact that because I've heard there's if they set up Blue Marvel, I'm I'm I'll love the film. But
Oh, they set up Blue Marvel. I'm not even watching whatever new Superman film is coming out later. But I'm gonna be honest. It's called The Marvels, and I'm excited for one of the Marvels,
what Miss Marvel or
Miss Marvel,
Miss Marvel?
and
Yeah,
that's about it. The other two, eh,
I like Monica. I want to see what they do with her character. Now, Captain Marvel, on the other hand, mm,
they did not do that character right at all.
I'm gonna give her one more chance for this film because I didn't care for her for the first one. She was okay for Endgame, but she didn't wasn't there enough to really judge. Um, but the second one, I really want to see what she does there. But if because the thing, it's not the thing. Like I think she's badass when she's fighting, but like when it comes to like acting and whatnot, it just feels very stale. You know, and there's it kind of reminds me of Megan Fox in a way. Not Not to say it's that low because Megan Fox is just a whole nother low. If y'all disagree, if anybody disagrees with me with that, go watch Expendables 4. I rest my case. But
If anyone disagrees with him, your opinion is objectively wrong.
hey, I've had those debates too. People defending Megan Fox. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I mean, every film that she's been in has flopped. So just leave it there.
Like, I can't even remember what the point of her being in the original Transformers was. Like, I'm thinking of it right now. can't remember.
Yeah, she was in the Turtles film too. The only two they did with Michael
Oh
Bay.
my god, I forgot.
Yeah, that wasn't anything interesting either. But
God. She has been in some travesties.
she was also in Jonah Hex too. Mhm.
I don't think I saw that.
Yep.
Wow, and I call myself a movie guy.
It's the DC cowboy guy, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who Jonah Hex is. That guy, awesome. Weirdly
I think
enough,
it
I was
was.
introduced to him in the Batman: The Brave and the Bold cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been revisiting the 2004 the Batman animated series. But
Brave and the Bold was probably the first Batman series I ever watched, and it was probably my favorite. Weirdly
I
enough.
mean, I put the Batman the '90s one above it all, to be honest with you. But that's
Oh,
just biased to my point.
oh no! Like that show is peak, like undeniable peak.
Yeah, I sat down earlier this year, rewatched both Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and then went into Batman animated series. But that takes forever to rewatch because there's so much. First season's like 56 episodes, no, 65 episodes. So, and the other two are 20 episodes plus. So it's
Getting
crazy.
Mark Hamill and them all together, like that legendary cast of voice actors and actors,
We'll never get again.
we'll never get anything as good as that again.
Now, speaking of Spider-Man 2, now I am very impressed with Yuri, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. What's the other dude's name that voiced the spectacular Spider-Man?
I
Uh,
forget. It's like I think it's Josh.
oh, Josh. Oh, Josh. Is it Josh Keaton?
Maybe I think so. I can search.
Josh Keaton. Let me share this. Everyone in my live stream, start sharing. We need to get more people in here. Even though I know it's a Wednesday night, people are probably getting off work or whatnot. I'm on the East Coast, so it's night over here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if I can get Marvel in here. Stu and them are probably on live. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Is Josh Keaton?
Yep.
Yep. And I think also the '90s Spider-Man as well. That's pretty good. But I think Yuri kind of takes the cake for voice acting Spider-Man, kind of like not John, Kevin Conroy.
Like as much as I loved the '90s show, voice acting did get kind of stale at times.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's from the '90s, so I mean, but don't get me wrong, the Batman animated series, their voice acting was always on par. So, but then again,
Oh yeah, that series they knew what they were doing. They had a legendary lineup.
that Two-Faced episodes, yep, absolute fire.
Untouchable peak.
Let's see, trying to see who else I can share this to. Wish there's a button I could just send all of my live to everyone, but is what it is. It is Wednesday night. Well, Wednesday afternoon, I don't know where you're at in time zone wise, so.
Me, it is 8 p.m.
Oh, so you're in my same time zone, okay.
Oh, so you're Eastern Standard Time as well.
Yeah, that means I have to wait until 3 o'clock in the morning to play Spider-Man 2.
Oof. I'm a weirdo. I pre-ordered disc. I have to go pick it up at GameStop.
I would have, but I was like, because they had to preload it and everything, and it takes forever to do. But
I just really wanted the game case because I have the game case for Miles Morales, the first game, and I was like, I might as well round off the collection, get the final game case.
see, I thought about doing. I think I might do that later on, like later down the line if I'm collecting. But
Yeah, you can probably just go to eBay later and buy it for like $5 or whatever.
yeah, I almost got the bundle with the 19 inches of Venom statue.
Dude, I want to know if that was on purpose or not.
Well, the creator follow Zero, he actually got it and he actually measured it and it was actually 19 inches. So
No, 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 like the wording. Like I want to know if whoever like wrote that down knew what they were doing when they were writing that, or it
I
was a
think
complete accident.
I I don't know because Sony's known for doing that kind of crap. They'll say they didn't do
Honestly,
it, but they did it.
if it was on purpose, I applaud. All I
Genius
can do is
marketing.
applaud. Seriously, genius marketing. Like people who weren't gonna buy it before are most likely buying it now.
Yeah. Marvel Spider-Man 2. Yep, yep. My what was I gonna say? I was gonna cause see tomorrow I'm going to go see Killers of the Flower Moon, which is gonna take forever. Cause that's like 3 hours plus long. So the Martin Scorsese film. But after that, I don't know. I might be dirt tired if I start Spider-Man 2 at 3 a.m.
Me, I'm clearing out a nice little chunk of time. I'm probably gonna be off the internet for a little bit just to like save myself, or I might just stick to YouTube
Well, my
and get
only
off of
thing,
TikTok.
yeah.
Stay away from spoilers because it's gonna take me like a day to be able to like get some time to play, and then I'm gonna try and beat the game as fast as I can.
Well, the only thing like I'm kind of thinking about, I replayed the first game in Miles earlier this week, and I was like, I love these games, but as soon as I play Spider-Man 2, I'm like, how am I going to ever want to go back to these other games?
Yeah, it's like, how am I supposed to go from whipping people with the Venom symbiote and tag teaming people with Miles and go back to like solo gameplay? I'll feel so lonely.
Dude, I saw a clip of one of the spider suits as a Spider-Man Noir, but from the Into the Spider-Verse version. And then he had the Venom suit, and he like swinging around. He lands on the building, and he uses the Venom tentacles to pick everyone up and slam them down. But it looks so nice in him in that Spider-Man Noir suit. It just looks so. It looks like a Batman had Venom suit or whatnot.
I'm not sure if you saw the clip, but I got to see one of the clips of the two Spider-Men interacting. They did like the pointing meme, and then Miles just like takes off.
Mm.
And honestly, I don't think I could ever leave something like that behind. That's why I made sure to 100% both of the old games, get my piece with them out, and just move on to the new. Maybe one day
Um,
I'll replay all the games in order for like a 48-hour stream or something like that,
yeah.
but not now.
Spider-Man will unalive Craven after Craven alives him. No. I don't think that's gonna. I think Spider-Man will unalive Craven, maybe,
I feel
but
like, I don't know why, I do have that vibe that Craven is not going to make it to the end of this game.
I'm really hoping. I'm really am. I'm hoping they do the Craven Last Hunt thing. I really hope they do it, but I don't think they'll
If
do it.
he, if I see that scene where he buries Peter, I might actually scream.
Two.
Or
Okay.
even the
If
reverse.
the only predictions I have, I want two. I want Spider-Man and the symbiote suit trying to go after Shocker and screaming Shocker
I'll
out
chase you
loud.
to the end of the earth.
I want that, and I also want Craven the Berry uh, Spider-Man alive in the suit. But have you read the recent Spider-Man
Oh,
run?
oh yeah. Dude, that's not even, it wasn't even the Craven who did it. It was his son. That was so
Yeah.
mean. That was
It,
so unnecessary.
it's very short-lived, but now Norman's got the Green Goblin, whatever they call it, spirit. So
I hated how they ended that. Peter just kind of stops, just immediately. Like, no, man, I wanted to see Paul go off a bridge.
well, that's the
Gwen
thing.
Stacy him.
Yeah, that's the thing with this character, though. They can't really. They'll maybe tease you about doing something with the Peter Parker character, but then they'll stop it, either evolving the character or making him going off the deep end. They keep doing that, and it's like they're trying to edge the audience, and they're not. It's
They're
like,
doing a they're doing a really poor job of it. Like,
mm,
he dropped one of the hardest lines I think I've ever heard from Peter. And it was like, I'm sorry, I just think about throwing her off the side of a bridge and I just can't help but laugh. Reading a line like that, like, shakes me. And then the second he actually sees her, he just, like, backs down immediately. And I'm just like, oh, you just took all the fear out of this. Like, I wanted to have to see, like, comics, either Miles attack him or maybe even, like, a small Sinister Six team up to, like, stop a rage fueled Peter.
mm,
But no, they just kind of cop him out.
I'm ready for that Sandman fight, though.
Dude, I didn't think they were gonna do it, and then I saw that trailer, and my mind went numb. I don't know how they're gonna do it though. I feel like they've tried to stay away from anybody who's like that overpowered, and now we're gonna see how they deal with that.
Yeah, I heard he's supposed to be the first, like kind of like the Kingpin fight. I think he's.
That's our kingpin fight.
I think
This
so.
this man stays disrespected. He got beat up by a teenager, got locked in his backpack for 8 years straight, tied under an underpass. Then he gets released just to find out there are two Spider-Men, and they jump you for like for the player to learn the controls?
I think honestly they threw Sandman in because they already had Craven and Venom in there and Lizard, so they had to throw him in there. 'Cause it's very Spider-Man 3-ish, if you will. But
The disrespect is wild. He deserves more.
we also got Rafe, or I don't know how to pronounce her name, but yeah, she's showing up too. I'm very
Oh, you
interested to see
mean
that.
Yuri?
Yeah,
Yuri's villain. I wonder how they're gonna do that. Cause I feel like they might have to do some more explaining for people who didn't buy the DLCs and play through them.
well, I know they're gonna do some backstory with Peter and Harry, so I'm maybe thinking they'll probably explain it. They'll probably have a side mission explaining it or something. But yeah, but I would love because I'm wondering if if we fight Yuri as Peter, because I think it'll be Peter. I'm wondering will he be in the suit or not? If he's in the suit, I'm very interested in seeing how they're going to play that out.
I think just because of the line, do you got a black and white suit? It's probably gonna be him in the Venom symbiote.
Yeah. Also, so can't wait to see Miles and Mister Negative go
That's
at it.
gonna be emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he's gonna die though.
Who, Martin Lee?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna die and become anti Venom. That is my theory.
There was unlocked things going on about that, by the way. I think
Yeah,
that
like the trophy, you can see the trophy system that anti Venom is gonna be in the game.
I wonder if we're gonna get a Web of Shadows kind of um, thing where kind of because in the first game they kind of had a somewhat of New York like in chaos with the prisoners and Sable agents fighting each other, and so I mean we
Dude,
kind of had that.
I hated that. I did you play the did you play the game on Ultimate?
Oh, I did. Mhm.
Dude, you'd get hit with like a stray sniper and you'd have to hide for like a good 5 minutes because a sniper bolt was taking 80% of your health.
Dude.
Like, they had me peeved. I cleaned up the. I like took an hour out of my day to clean up the whole city before I continued the story because I was tired of getting shot out of the sky like a pigeon.
Man, you did that in an hour?
Yeah, I was pissed. I was using my gravity matrix. I was hitting them with everything. I was just making sure they had no time.
Did they say are they going to keep the gadget thing or they're going to do?
It
Because I
looked
heard they
like
got.
they were
Huh?
keeping the gadgets. I know they aren't doing suit powers. There are no suit powers,
Mhm.
which kind of made me sad. But like in a game where there are like 160 suits or something like that, kind of makes sense.
Well, I'm kind because I heard they're not doing the wheel thing anymore. They're doing because they got the new system where you hit that because the PlayStation you got the four buttons and you hit the four buttons or whatnot. But
I feel like it makes sense to do it just like the wield still, though. I feel like
I heard
people are
somewhere
so
they got
used
rid of
to
it.
it from the last game, like the last two games. It
Yeah.
felt kind of weird to not have it.
I did. I did was watching a review of it. They said that there's for the swinging mechanics, they got a realistic web slinging, so it's actually going to be like super difficult to web swing and whatnot.
I heard you can change that in the settings, though.
But I'm like, I want to try it out just to see how difficult it is.
Oh no! The second that gets agitating, I'm going right to settings. Because
But
I'm not gonna lie, kind of lazy with it. I wanna enjoy swinging. If I got to be doing these complex math equations while I'm swinging, I'm not trying to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
well, I was telling someone on Twitter, I was like, I think because they're asking what suits are going to use throughout the story. I'm like, well, I'm going to use the original. I want to play what they give us first, and then I'll replay it again with different suits and play, have fun with it. But there's going to be one point where I just want to try it, like put it on ultimate and difficult swinging. I want to be so difficult, annoy the crap out of me.
That's probably gonna be a trophy.
It
Like,
probably is.
so I'm probably gonna have to do it at some point in time, regrettably.
Oh yeah, there's probably going to be a suit that you can't achieve without doing it. But
I'm not gonna lie, the suits kind of underwhelming. Some of them are good, but like maybe like a good 10 out of like the over 100 variations
well,
am I
for
excited for.
well for me, I've been looking at the character back to the character design thing. Like, is it me or does the characters like the suit characters like look a little bit too cartoonish? If that makes any sense, which I don't mind. But if you look at the first two Spider-Man games, or really the first one, compare like the first advanced suit and now this new one, it kind of looks a little bit because the first one looked more realistic. You can see his muscles and like it looked realistic, but in this new one, it kind of looks more,
Comic booky.
yeah,
Like, Peter used to look like a human, and now he looks like. I don't know how to describe this. He looks like somebody ripped off Tom Holland's face and put it over an animatronic.
yeah.
Like, everything looks just a little too fakeish, starting with everything about Mary Jane.
Because because it was like a good 30 minutes of the video they uploaded on YouTube, but comparing the first two, the first game and the second game, and I mean I can tell there was some Like the streets look more clean than the first game. The first game looked more dirtier, more
Like,
like the New York City that I know. But
oof, New York. I'm never going back there. That is 4 hours. I'm never getting back.
oh, where'd you go in New York City?
Just went to see the sights, went down the middle. I forget what it's called. The big plaza in the center that everyone has to visit.
Hmm.
Just went and visited for a while. It's like 4 hours away from me.
Oh man.
I just like it was so hot. It was so miserable. Everyone there was like in a pissy mood.
Well, that's New York for you.
And I saw a rat the size of a dog. And I was like, I'm surprised there isn't a villain called the Rat King.
Well, I think there is actually.
Yeah, but that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh no, I'm thinking of there's like a old '40s movie about that.
I mean, we do have Mole Man, I guess.
Or that you can do the rat catcher thing, but that's more Gotham.
Oof. I would never. If I was Batman, that's like something. That's why you have Robins. You make one of them deal with Ratcatcher. You don't do that yourself. You get better things to do.
Well, I think me personally, I think I say the Batman Rose Gallery when it comes to the villains. I think they're more classical, but I think the Spider-Man Rose Gallery is more interesting in story. In my, maybe minus some of the main ones for Batman, like Two Face and Joker, and maybe Solomon Grundy. But
Solomon Grundy is a sad one. I think I only really started to like Solomon Grundy after that one Justice League Unlimited episode. Do you know the one I'm
mm,
talking about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was pretty sad. They
That made me cry.
But they did him in Gotham too, which I didn't like that much.
Me neither. Dude, Gotham Knights, that game was disappointing.
The only thing I like about that game is that I do love the crime fighting. I think it's it can get maybe repetitive after a while, but I don't know. It's a little more fun and interesting than I would say more than Spider-Man crime fighting a little bit.
Yeah, it puts more story into them than Spider-Man does. But like things like the fighting mechanics, like they kind of went in promising us Arkham Knight,
Oh
and
no,
it just wasn't.
well, I think originally it was supposed to be a Batman Beyond situation, not exactly the same character, but it was supposed to be like that.
I think they probably should have made like from the jump, it's like, hey, this is nothing like Arkham, the Arkham series.
Well, have you read the not recent, but not too long ago, the Batman thing?
Which the one where main universe Batman met Arkham Batman?
Mm-hmm.
That that was crazy. He was just like, kill him. I was like, whoa, really? He was like, yeah, it'll solve all your problems. Kill the Joker. Do it. And I was like,
Well, it
Arkham
kind of.
Batman just became a little bit cooler.
Well, I was so glad that comic issue came out because like that's been the common debate, which I don't know why it's a debate, but everyone thinks that he was unalived in Arkham Knight. I'm like, no, he was not. But
Like, he would never leave Gotham alone.
and I, like,
And
why
if he
would he?
did, he would make sure to, like, have Dick stay in Gotham.
Well, I keep trying to. I had the longest debate ever since that game came out. I was like, well, no, he's alive. He's still fighting crime, but he became more of a deeper legend that no one ever sees him. That's why he uses the scarecrow toxin every time he fights, which I'm sure is annoying as heck.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
mean,
100%. Like, he probably has that stuff spewing 24/7. I can't imagine. He's already scary enough. Now you add fear toxin, and I can't imagine you'd ever want to commit a crime again. And since Bruce Wayne is basically gone, he's Batman 24/7. Like,
Well, that was the thing in the issue is that he says that he misses his old life. It's like he can never go back to his, even as Batman, he can't go back to that life now because like everyone has to believe that he's unalived until we get to the Suicide Squad game. But
oh my god, I can't wait. I'm actually, when I heard the game got delayed, most people were sad. I was happy. I saw the Arkham Knights game and how that went. I mean, no, not Arkham Knights, Gotham Knights.
Mhm.
And I was like, if you guys need more time to make this game better, take it.
well, I heard
But
they're trying to go because originally they were trying to go for the Fortnite angle with the Suicide Squad, and there was a big backlash about it because everyone's sick and tired of that crap. I'm
yeah, like
tired of it.
when I saw the Gotham Knights trailer and I saw Dick gliding on a
Hmm.
Fortnite glider, I was like, yeah, this game is ruined. Whoever decided this, just
And don't get me wrong, I have nothing but respect for the Call of Duty community, but like it's I mm-mm.
nope, unnecessary. Also, another issue I had, Jason just like randomly having superpowers.
Oh yeah, he disappears.
Yeah,
Is
like
that?
he has
Mhm.
like a weird soul jump.
Mhm.
Like he can
Oh
just
no,
walk.
Jason. You're talking about Jason,
Yeah,
right?
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason just like randomly gets superpowers, and I'm just like, what?
I'll say one thing though. That final fight with I think it was Talia, right?
Yep.
That
And
did.
then I forget. Does Raish come back? I forget.
Um. Yeah, I think we. I don't, no, no, no. He don't. Or I think he does. I can't remember.
I know we fight Talons.
Hmm. I think because the Talia warps Bruce into fighting whoever you pick to fight with,
I feel
and
like the game shouldn't just been, oh, you pick one character and that's who you're with, like till
well, I'm
the
kind of
end of time. I feel like they should have had them all work together, like come together and switch. Like, do you remember Arkham Knight when you're like fighting Killer Croc with Dick?
uh
Like that. It should have been like that. You're with like the whole group and you can just swap simultaneously between them like that.
well, I really do miss. If I can go back in time, I would love just to just sit there and absorb the build up towards like Arkham Asylum and City, like though, and even Arkham Knight, like that build up for those games were just
I
nuts.
remember watching those trailers and just thinking, this is what gaming is. This is like peak gaming.
I mean, if
Like
it
back
wasn't
then,
for,
I got that on release. I was on stuff like Xenoverse, Xenoverse 2,
uh
like all those games, Web of Shadows. And it was like, this is our golden era. It feels like we did have a bit of a comeback in the past 2 years, especially with COVID kind of trapping everybody in.
yeah.
Like we
Well,
had a little bit of a boost again. We have like the God of War trilogy.
yeah. Well, I think if it wasn't for the COVID, we would never gotten Spider-Man No Way Home. We have never gotten a lot of other stuff. I mean, not this. I've, I'm not taking that away from people that lost their lives through COVID because
Oh well,
I
yeah,
hated COVID.
it was a tragedy. It's a tragedy, but it did kind of make some communities and some things flourish
Yeah, even though I think
through through the hard times. Came some good times afterwards.
yeah, just it's really a slow start for Marvel and the movie industry though, because you had the COVID, no one can see movies in the theaters, and then you
Right
had
after COVID starts to let up, there's stuff like the writer strike, the actor strike,
mhm.
because big companies don't want to pay people for whatever reason. Like they don't have the money. lining the walls.
Imagine, imagine if Chris Pratt plays Booster Gold or Adam Strange. I would love that.
Dude, I feel like I'd rather him play Booster Gold than Adam Strange.
He's made for Booster Gold. That's the equivalent of Star Lord, even though they're two different kinds of characters, but they're almost the same when it comes to him as an actor.
I know it'll never happen, but like with the universe reset, with Flashpoint, just like bring Grant Gustin into the movies for DC.
I mean, I would love to. I would love to see that, but I think he's done with the Flash after 9 years of doing the Flash.
He does seem to have a lot of love for the character, though. Like you don't do 9 years or something and not feel some type of way about it.
I can see him maybe doing a Smallville kind of situation, maybe a cameo, but which
I feel like they could like reboot him from the TV show by maybe like making him dye his hair or something like that to make him look like Comic Barry.
or Wally West.
Oh, yeah, have him dye his hair orange. Have him be Wally instead of Barry. I feel like he acted more like Wally than he did Barry.
He did.
Especially in the first couple seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was more of a Wally than he was a Barry. He became more like Barry at the end.
Yeah, he was more dramatic towards the end.
Especially since, like, everybody was dropping like flies. They were on, like, their fourth wells.
I know,
Cisco was gone. His dad died.
I'm not gonna lie, like I kept up with all the shows leading up to Crisis of Infinite Earths, but after that, I kind of just followed the Flash and everything else I didn't really catch up on.
Oh, yeah. After that, I could only watch The Flash. Like, everything else got so tedious.
Yeah,
Like, I hate to say it, but I loved Supergirl, and then it just kind of tanked.
one thing with the whole. I know I'm about to trash on the Flash film again, but
I'll join you. Don't think you're alone. I'll help you, my friend.
well, it's not even trash. It's just how's a TV show crossover event handle cameos and whatnot way better than a film?
Seriously, even the TV show did Ezra Miller better than his own movie.
You know, you had Kevin Conroy pass away, and you don't show any. And you have two Batman. Well, was there two two Batman characters. It's supposed to be like a love letter to DC, and you don't even have Kevin Conroy show up as a cameo. I mean, I know he passed away, but like at least have like I don't know, showing an episode of Batman the animated series or whatnot.
Seriously, like no love, no mention. When Stan Lee died and when Chadwick Boseman died, Marvel made sure to like make sure their names were remembered.
Oh yeah.
Like even I cried with the Wakanda Forever opening. Mm-hmm. When it was just Chadwick, I was not expecting that, and that shit made me cry before the movie even started. And then it went right into the funeral scene, and that shit had me fucked up for the first 15 minutes in the movie.
Well, the beginning of it didn't really get me. It was really towards the end when they showed his kid, and then they played the music.
See, at first, I was holding it together. And then he said the line, I am Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. That line got me. That line, when he said that broke me.
Well, I remember I went to go to see the theater. This is really last. I mean, it really wasn't for Thor. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy, yes, I'll give it the Guardians of the Galaxy. But honestly, Spider-Man No Way Home, Black Panther 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, well, it was the only Marvel films that I've been to that had a packed like theater room. And when I went to go see Black Panther 2, it was packed. I'm talking packed, understandably. And
oh yeah, people were dressed up. There was like a wave of sobbing.
Oh, I dressed up too. That was the only thing I was kind of nervous about because 'cause I know it was controversial a little bit because because people were wearing. I think you were supposed to wear white, I believe, to the
Yeah.
thing.
You were either supposed to wear white or wear something Black Panther esque, but most people did wear white. I kind of wore his you know, like the black thing he was in the first movie when he was just kind of chilling about.
Yeah,
That.
I just dressed up all black because I was told that if you because I think it was because of race that a certain race had to wear a certain color or whatnot. But I was like, I'm just gonna play it safe and just wear all black. But 'cause I didn't.
I feel
But
like if people were going that far with it, like you're doing a little too much. Like, don't make people wear different colors because of race. Don't. If race ever becomes a factor, then you're doing something a little. You're doing a little too much.
yeah, so I went there and dude, I kid you not, it was this stranger. And I never talked to people in the theater like that, but like this stranger, we just started chit chatting. He's like, "Are you ready for this?" Because it's a big moment. So I mean, and I do wish he was still around though, because like I think that's the one thing Marvel's suffering from is that they don't have like a lead character per se. Like
Yeah,
Iron
I
Man,
feel like
yeah,
he probably would have been like an Avengers leader, or maybe even an Illuminati movie. He could have been the
uh,
leader of. Like Chadwick could have done so much, and I miss him every day, man. Every time I see a video about him, like it just gives me pause. Like he was such a big member of the community.
well, I had somebody because I do actors in best and worst film videos, and someone asked me to do Chadwick Boseman. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that because
I wouldn't be able to make it like a couple minutes in without just sadness.
well, not just that. If I just go ahead and say a certain Chadwick Boseman movie is bad, I'm gonna get torn apart. But
What movie would you say that about?
honestly, it's the same scenario with Hugh Jackman because I think Hugh Jackman, for the most part, all his films have, or at least for his side of things, like have been pretty solid and ace. So when I did him for actor's best and worst film, I told people I was like, look, just because I put it as the worst film, I'm not saying it's the worst film. I'm just saying it's my least favorite.
Like
That's
it's not a bad movie. It's just out of all his movies, this one is like in last place.
and so I would put Chadwick. The only one I say is probably his not worst but least favorite was 21 Bridges. That was pretty much it because he did the James Brown film, and then that was really good. Then he did the Jackie Robertson one, the 42,
42.
which was
That
awesome.
that movie was emotion.
And yeah, yeah, yeah. I couldn't. But
Seeing him in all those roles and knowing what he did just before he went, like you really appreciate him as an actor and as a person.
yeah,
Like he donated most of all his money. He took roles to like help out the community, spread awareness. Honestly, he was a pillar.
the only thing I wish we could have gotten from him was him and Denzel Washington doing something together because he was his mentor. Coming up, but like, imagine him in the Equalizer 3 or something like that if they were to make it. If he was alive for the third one.
That would be. Oh my god! Don't put that in my head. I can't imagine. It's like thinking of what could have been. That hurts. Thinking of Chadwick with that fight choreography. Oh my god. That theater would be packed. It'd be like a Kingsman movie.
Well, we did. Were you there for last week's episode? What I did, where I did the Toby, Andrew, and Tom death battle on live stream.
I don't think I was, no.
But we did had there were so many people, so many opinions, bro. It was just I couldn't even control. I had to step back from the live stream and just let everyone go because I could not speak. It was just that crazy.
Oh, yeah, you bring up those three, and you might as well be invoking war.
Oh, it was war because we went through movies versus movies, and then comic book accuracy, then the best villains, and then we won the death battle. And now death battle took up the majority of the whole stream. I mean, we broke it down to the point that we're debating not to have like spider senses within the fight context because that alone is going to make it difficult. But even though I made the argument, I was like, that doesn't really work because it's like Spider-Man fighting Venom. Like, he can't sense Venom because the symbiote's been on Spider-Man. So the other Spider-Man can probably sense each other, but they can't, like, sense danger. I don't know. Unless they're dangerous. I don't know.
I feel like I remember that being somewhere. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I don't think the spider sense works with each other. But I could be completely wrong in saying that.
I think you can connect because we brought up in Spider-Man No Way Home that moment where Peter and Andrew meet for the first time and they shoot webs at each other, and I was like, and also like into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, I think you can, like, if you're in the same universe or world, I think you can sense they can sense each other, but they can't, like, it's not like a radar sense where they're, they won't respond to like violence or threats. Like, they can sense each other because
like they're aware of the other's existence, but like not really their actions.
It's like the equivalent of like Luke being in the same area of Darth Vader and they could sense each other through the Force.
Like, he's like, oh yeah, this guy is near here.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing X, Y, and Z.
Because people don't realize how the spider senses work. Because if you read some of the earlier first couple of issues, like, dude was literally using senses to track down like Doctor Doom, for instance. Like, he was using his Spider-Man senses to track him down through radio waves and stuff.
I would abuse the spider sense so much, buying lottery tickets. Just like, this one? Nope, not that one. Not that one. I sense a winner. Like, I'm using that to my advantage. With great power comes lots of money.
But when we did the Spider-Man, the Toby, Andrew, and Tom thing, I was telling him, I was like, man, I wish I put Miles into this debate because it would be a whole nother discussion.
Oh, if you put Miles into that, Andrew just kind of falls out.
Because, like I said, we were talking about earlier, the whole Peter and Miles thing is going to be an interesting fight. Because, like, it's just...
By the way, if you do put Miles, which Miles would you put?
I'm going to have to put the movie because if we put the comic book version of Miles, there's no debate. There's no debate.
Yeah, comic feats kind of trump the live action feats by like way too much.
Dude, literally in Ultimate Spider-Man, I think it was like the last issue of Ultimate Spider-Man when Miles was in the Ultimate Universe. Literally, Doctor Doom and Hydra had him, chained up and stuff, and he just goes ballistic with his Spider Venom stuff and just taking them all out. Like, it was wild. I remember reading that. I was going, I sat there reading the comic and just going, like, I was reacting to a Marvel movie. I was just going crazy.
Like, spider people, the fact that they're always holding back is just scary. When you put them in a corner like that, you're actually forced to go all out. You kind of remember that these people are not really big.
Hey, there are some spider people that are more terrifying than just average ones.
Oh, say what?
There are other spider characters in the multiverse that are more terrifying than your average spider human. Oh, for example, the Spider-Man who is literally made up of radioactive spiders, that's screwed up.
That guy.
I instantly thought about that.
Spiders, man.
And then, like, Peter Parker mutated into like some giant spider mutant. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, Spider-Man Reigns, that whole universe alone is petrifying.
Is that the universe where MJ goes by way of the web?
Say what?
Is that the universe where MJ dies by his web fluid?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're doing
Isn't
a
that
sequel
getting a
to that.
part 2?
Yeah, it's coming out. I think I can't remember. I think it was supposed to be out this year, the first issue. I'm not sure. Or next year, I think.
There's two universes, and I know one of them's fan made, or as far as I know, is fan. The other one's not fan made. It's the Zombie Spider-Man. That's the most like. Am I allowed to say F-bombs here, real quick, before I even finish that sentence?
Just say it quick.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, he
Because
had
like
not
his
made
webs,
sandwich.
his webs are his nerves. Like it's literally his veins shooting out of his wrists.
He had himself in one May sandwich and an MJ side combo.
Yeah, and like he even peeled off his own skin because he knew that he was never going to be human again.
Oh yeah. And he went out.
And it was
a
like, you know how
human.
every Spider-Man, like, they take off their suit because they won't be Spider-Man no more? No, he peels off the skin. He's no longer Peter Parker.
Yeah, his suit is the skin.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And then there's the one Spider-Man where, like, if the universe was realistic,
Didn't he just die?
like, what would realistically happen? He mutated, but he's suffering to the point where he wants to die, it looks like.
Yeah, it
Are you
looked
talking
like he
about that
got.
Marvel? Are you talking about that Marvel universe where everyone gets their powers, but it doesn't end well? They just die. Everyone just keeps dying.
Because realistically, realistically, it could work.
Yeah, Peter got like stage 5 cancer.
Dude, I remember reading that. It gave me so I couldn't finish it. It was creeping me out. I was like, nah, give me an anxiety.
Dude, I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep for the life of me.
Hulk was horrifying.
Oh yeah, Hulk.
Yeah, that was worse. That was worse somehow. But one that scarred me the most was Quicksilver. Oh my god.
I don't think I heard Quicksilver's. What was Quicksilver's?
Quicksilver, he got his super speed. He ran for so long. His he ran so fast. His pretty much his arms and legs just dissolved into the ground, like as if it was getting scraped in like a cheese grater.
So basically, what happens to speedsters? The Speed Force.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, practically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wish that on it.
I don't wish that on my worst enemy. You want to talk like some bad juju?
That is some bad juju right there.
Well, speaking of universes, they got Ultimate Spider-Man coming out next month.
I don't know how to feel about that. The Ultimate Universe it gave us Miles, but that universe was amazing.
I personally love.
I'll be very honest.
Go ahead.
As a kid, I was like the multiverse the different universes of Spider-Man, like the medieval Spider-Man, like the Knight, and then the first introduction to Miles and Spider-Ham. That was absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what issue was it when he goes to. Was it a Spider-Verse crossover or no? I can't remember where he. Can't remember. They go to that universe where they're I think it's the Gwen Stacy universe where basically Spider Pig has his family and
that was during the crossover. I forget. I think it was Scarlet Spider and somebody else got kidnapped, and they went to that universe to go ask Spider-Ham to help out because for some reason nobody else had the power to do it, but they were like, "Yeah, that guy, he's
Yeah,
net."
didn't Harlem get captured or something? It was taken over by what's
I
his
think
name?
that was the second one. If I'm correct about that, that was like the second Spider-Verse event.
Yeah.
Did anyone like ever sit and watch the gameplay trailer on when you were playing as like the symbiote suit?
Oh yeah.
Someone pointed this out. I didn't realize it by a DMOT. He points out the fact that like in the gameplay trailer for a joke, he talks about where he's like, you have no idea, and he's like, how about Peter over here telling this guy you have no hopes of being a father? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
He did what?
So if you didn't see the gameplay trailer, Peter literally takes one of the guys for the new game for the new game coming out. Peter takes one of the guys and puts him to the wall and pretty much kicks him multiple times in the manhood.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about the when
like
they first
it's constant kick.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
the first when they revealed it.
I don't think anybody
I was
deserves. Like, I don't even think Arkham Batman would do something like that.
Oh, I agree with King Lioness. There's no way the Arkham Batman survived in New York City in the Spider-Man 2. There's no way. Sandman
only
alone.
Defense against that is that I feel like Arkham Batman,
What about,
like with his new sentiment, especially in the comics, like I feel like he would just kill. He would just like instantly be killing these guys. Like the second they go too far, he would just like stay in the cave, come up with a contingency, and just jump them out of the blue.
There's no way you fight Sandman. Batman is not.
No,
winning.
But what about
Sandman.
Clayface? Clayface is like the Sandman of the DC universe, is he
I
not?
don't know. I don't know. Sandman whoops Clayface though.
But the scale of what Clayface can do and what Sandman can do is a little bit farther. I see what you're going with that. That's a good argument, but I think when it comes down to Sandman and Clayface is he's more bronze than brains. Sandman is more tactical when he
Tactical? Yeah.
because like even in the first time he showed up in Spider-Man comics, he pulled up at that New York the high school. He was just giving Spider-Man problems left and right. He got lucky in that fight.
Like Peter always kind of has to cheap Sandman out.
Dude, put him in a bottle for years.
For
When he
8
gets out of that
years.
bottle, he's going nuts.
Yeah, not only that, like
How do
I know I
you
said this earlier, but I just
how do you
can't
trap
remember.
Sandman in a bottle with knowing that's his core spot?
He's a scientist. Gets
That's dude. That's like saying prep time. That feels like such a cop.
That's the only way I can explain it. It's the only way.
Or being like, because of Batman.
Yeah.
But like, imagine this: you get beat up by this teenager in these red and blue pajamas. You get stuck in a backpack for 8 years. That's stapled under a nasty underpass. And when you finally get free, there are 2 Spider-Men, and they jump you at the beginning of the game so the player can learn the controls.
Oh, he took Miles and flung him across New York City.
I would too. I would just be trying to escape. I wouldn't even be trying to do anything. I would just be trying to run away. Like, let me free.
But that just goes to show to PlayStation's power of them able to do that, because you couldn't do that on the PS4.
Here's a prediction I for like gameplay wise, and I hope it is the case, because me and a friend of mine we've been keeping up with the Marvel Spider-Man series whenever it first started. It's a great game. All of them.
If you're asking for 2,
I'm hoping it's like. Son, he knew.
I'm sorry, man.
What is he
I
asking?
was praying. I was praying too, but
What is he at?
Dude.
We're not getting 2-player, man.
God, kill me.
Now, I not for this game, but I predict the third one we might get something equivalent to that. Possibly.
Because imagine getting a swing with your body.
Because I think that's what they're testing here in the second game. Because if you notice the first game in Miles, a lot of the stuff that you get to do in the second one, they were testing out in the first and other Miles game, just testing it out, see how it works, and then they evolve it into the next game. And with Miles showing up when Peter's just fighting crime out of nowhere, I'm willing to bet we're going to get something like that in the third game, but actual players, showing up and helping you fight crime or whatnot.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool to see. Actually have like a 2-player, because who doesn't want to either go online or have the homie come over and just play some Spider-Man with you and just go swinging webs together, going doing stuff.
And just jump
top something like that.
Your enemies. I'm not gonna lie though, that'd make the game a little too easy. Like just some poor NPC jump by 2 Spider-Men, not even.
That's why they need to make the AI's difficulty harder if you play with 2-player. Something in the concept idea of a video game. Depending if you're playing by yourself or 2-player is how hard the difficulty gets.
I have no doubt in my mind the ultimate edition of this game is going to be sadistic at minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, Venom's voice is the same voice actor for the movies, right?
No, he's the same voice actor from the animated series, the 90s one.
Okay, I was wondering because the Venom in this new one sounds exactly the same as the movie. I was like, what?
I think because the first film actually had a voice actor for Venom, but then the second one was actually Tom Hardy, but they just deepened his voice.
That makes sense, somewhat.
But I mean, it's really noticeable when you hear it, because then when you go watch that film again, you can notice, because the first film he's more professional when he talks, just very very venomous. But in the second one, he's more playful and dumb, kind of like a Patrick if he had Venom symbiote or something.
Yeah, with the oh shit, that is a red one.
Yo, you did that perfectly, to be honest.
Yeah, that was amazing. Good job.
I do a lot of voice impressions in my spare time, so I can sit there and go, "We are Venom."
There you go. Now you sound like Todd, to be honest with you, from the game. A little bit.
I wonder how they're gonna make Venom work in this game, because they're trying to do more of a man-made Venom, and I wonder how that's gonna.
I don't really. Okay, here's the thing. Story-wise, I just don't feel like that works for Venom. I would understand if it was Anti-Venom that was being created, because Anti-Venom is a man-made symbiote. But with Venom, he is born off an actual planet and was sent to Earth.
Well, that's where they got it from.
Okay, so it's not fully man-made.
No, it's this isn't a spoiler, but you can see it in the trailer. It's kind of the same thing they did with the Venom movie, where it came from outer space, but it crash landed, kind of like Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, so we're still sticking with that continuity. Good.
Yeah, but right. Of course, Oscorp had to get their hands on it and mess around with it. Yeah.
I will say the design for the symbiote suit for Peter Parker looks amazing. I feel like that is how the suit should look, instead of it looking like a Black Spider-Man suit, like they did for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Well, I was telling people if you go to the remastered version of Spider, the first one, that the armored advanced suit, the one with the white padding on it with the original advanced suit. If you look at the design of it's identical to what the black suit looks like, but it's with the Spider-Man colors. But you can tell that they were testing it out, and I think they just threw it out there for a tease for people to come back and look at it.
Yeah, but like with this new suit now, it looks more organic. I would say it's a more organic suit because it's not an actual suit. It's a living symbiotic being that's wrapped around the suit, and giving it that organic design just adds more to it.
To be honest with you, I kind of wish they gave Peter long hair like they did in the 80s, to be honest with you.
Oh, gotta disagree with you there, man.
I'm not a big fan of the, like, he looks aged in the face in the new game, but the hair just looks like
the hair doesn't match the face.
Yeah. Like, for instance, like the original face model for the PS4 game, like, I think he would have been perfect for her. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm cool with the new design. Like, it's grown on me, but I think his face would have been perfect, as in like showing him kind of like fall into this darkness of the symbiote suit and whatnot.
I don't think I'll ever be chill with the new face. I'll always fight for the original.
I'll never be chill with the new face.
I miss it. I miss the old face so much. Like, it's not going to stop me from playing the game, of course, but...
So, I do have to ask about the way the suit works. Is it going to work like the Web of Shadows, where like it's like depending on which suit you use, it chooses your path?
No, I don't think that. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because
there's been because I've had like a few people in like my friend group just be like, so like here's my prediction: it's gonna work like Web of Shadows, and like it's gonna be like depending on how often you use each suit, it's gonna depend on like what's your ending and what's your path is gonna be. I'm like, I don't think that's what we're playing up for, but sure.
Well, not necessarily because of course I've been spoiled to some of the leaks. I really don't know how it ends, but some of the things I do know, it wouldn't make sense for them to do that for what they're doing with some of the stuff they're going to go for.
It feels like it's going to end a certain way, and at most the only changes would be maybe some dialogue.
Well, gosh, I wish I could say it. I can't wait to have this conversation when the game's out, but there's a certain character. I'm super interested in seeing what they're going to do with this character.
Is it Yuri?
No, but I'm going to say this Black Cat's not going to be the only female in the game that's going to be looking kind of good looking. I'm going to leave it there.
Don't say that!
I'm guessing Gwen.
No, but I hope that she does show up in the game, but I don't think she'll show up.
Sad times.
If that's the case, would you find it like coincidence, like if just like out of nowhere they like confirm a Spider-Gwen game? I'm like starting to see a pattern here.
By the way,
I know a little.
Did either of you see the backlash when the MJ design got shown?
Say what?
Did any of you see like the backlash online when the new MJ look got shown?
You know what? I remember every little person that said that thing because there's going to be I don't want to say it. I want to hear people's reaction after this game, after talking smack about MJ.
I've not seen the design, so I would not like spoilers.
Well, the design for you've seen the trailers, so you've seen MJ's design for as a person.
Yeah, but I've not seen the leak that people are talking about on it.
Oh no, just like people say they don't like what she looks like. They're like, oh my god, MJ went from hot to top. ugly. She went from 10
But
to 4.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing that people don't understand about what goes into developing a video game. It's not as easy as finding a model of MJ online and just downloading it onto the game and tracking its movements. No, they've got to sit there and spend time on every single like speck of pixel that's on the model. It doesn't happen. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And I feel like people need to kind of understand that making realistic games costs a lot more than what we were getting in like the early 2000s on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and all that.
Well, my thing, I was saying this earlier. I do think when you look at some of the suit designs and how the character design is, I think the first game looks a little bit more realistic when it comes to character designs. I don't know if it's because of the contrast of the character, but if you compare, like if you just take, you know, picture to picture, like the advanced suit from the remastered Spider-Man and then the Spider-Man 2 advanced suit, it looks a little bit more not cartoonish, but a little bit more dumbed down. Not saying it's bad. I still like it. I still love it. I honestly like the suit the second suit better, but it felt more realistic with the original than compared to the second one, in my opinion. But I'm just one of the people.
So here's one thing I'm curious about, and I'm hoping it happens. Because I know Peter and Miles are going to have like different designs of suits. They've confirmed that off like many news. I'm curious whether or not if the symbiote suit will get the same treatment, or if it's just going to be a side thing that won't get that same treatment as the regular Peter and Miles would.
It's looking like the symbiote suit is always going to look the same.
Because well, yeah, like I was talking trash about like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man black suit. Like,
you'd love to see it.
I was thinking whether or not they might do the same for the symbiote suit, like showing the different variants of the symbiote suit through like either comics or movies or TV shows.
There is a design of the 90s version where it's kind of like a red and blue shine to it.
Red and blue line? Yeah, because Venom had that in the earlier days.
And I do know there's two different versions of the Insomniac one, because there's the one we see now on my live stream, but then there's the one that has more of the Venom logo on it, but it's Spider-Man still. And I think there is a couple more, like the Sam Raimi one. And I think there's another one I can't remember, but I have to be careful because Sony will already got copyrighted once. So.
Hey, Matt, bro.
Yeah.
I am going to head out because I got classes tomorrow.
Well, I appreciate you for joining in.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you, man.
Have a nice night, you two.
All right.
It was nice talking with you two, joke face.
All right.
Peace.
Then no more. Well, I guess that's the end of the live stream, I guess. But thank you for everyone that watched this beautiful live stream. Had a lot of great conversations between Spider-Man, Batman, and all the game-esque, if you will. Please go follow the two gentlemen that were on this live stream. Also give me a follow. And I think what I'm going to do is another live stream, I think we're going to do like an after show of the game maybe next week on Friday, not Wednesday, because I'm busy Wednesday. But we'll do the next episode will probably be our thoughts of the game after its release. I'm going to give it at least a week. So next Friday, tune in next Friday around nighttime, around 8 or 9. We'll do a live stream of what we thought about the game, did some of our predictions pan out, what we thought about it, story-wise, gameplay and whatnot, and we're going to have some fun. So again, thank you for watching. And yeah, this episode will be uploaded to YouTube on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So go check that out when you can. But also go check out the playlist of all the other episodes as well. We have a lot of great episodes. We talked about the Straw Hat and King Lion whole thing. We went into Toby, Andrew, and Tom Holland debate. Other great stuff. We have other episodes like this one. Go check that out on my YouTube channel. We got a playlist. It's also a podcast. It's also on YouTube podcast. Go check that out. But thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.